Hello, my loves. I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on this channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And I want to talk today about healing betrayal wounds, right? Because all narcissistic abuse is just such a high level of injustice, which creates injustice traumas and betrayal traumas, right? The people who are supposed to love us and care for us, that we've given the most to, do the worst to us. That's what happens in this cycle, unfortunately, right? And this can create such a distrust in us, right? Distrust in other people, distrust in the universe, distrust spiritually sometimes. Like, we really feel like life is just out to get us, right? And I've had to, and I still have to, condition my subconscious over this because I've gone through the most awful betrayals of my family of origin at the worst times of my life. Like, we're blatantly clear, they didn't care whether I lived or died and probably hoped the worst for me, always, right? I was the complete family scapegoat. So being willing, right, to work on ourselves enough, right, that we feel strong enough to actually process things that might go wrong. Which is what I teach people all the time. It's not that we're going to, if we avoid a life of pain again, we're going to avoid all of life, because, you know, whatever we risk loving, we risk that person or thing hurting us. We risk heartbreak, but it's still worth going for life because many things will work out for us. So we just want to touch base with ourselves sometimes, I think, and say, look, after this cycle, we've got every reason to expect everyone to let us down again, right? Because we've seen the worst of it. We've got every reason to expect life not to work out for us, right? And that's kind of where we might be coming from on a lot of things. But we also, right, can reprogram our minds to actually expect the best. I deserve the best. I expect the best. That might be too far for us to go, right, in our subconscious to start with. But I'm willing to accept a better life. I'm willing to accept better relationships. I'm willing to learn new skills. And by the way, if you've been through this cycle of narcissistic abuse, you know how to deal with pain, right? So sometimes we're so scared of being disappointed or hurt again that we won't go for life, right? And I do think that narcissistic abuse is one of the most awful things that can happen to us. It really is, but it doesn't have to be a life sentence, right? So it's not pushing yourself beyond where you're ready for. It's knowing when you need to come and regulate your emotions. It's knowing how to softly go after life again, right? Which is a constant journey, because life can be very disappointing. And we've had in this cycle the most hardest disappointment from life a lot of the time. It's still, right, worth us opening our hearts again. So a lot of what I do in the Sovereign program, there's 2 modules on heart healing, right? A lot of people try and jump to forgiveness, but when they're not ready to forgive, I believe forgiveness is a natural kind of side effect of healing your heart. It's like you just let go. Forgiveness just means I release you to your good and I'm released to mine. I no longer hold the anger and the resentment. But if we haven't processed the anger and the resentment and the fury at this terrible injustice in our lives, right, we're not going to forgive. As soon as you process the emotions and you'll let it go, and then you won't need to be, you just forgive it. You just accept things as they are. But at the same time, right, I know what poison is now. I don't drink from it. I'm not angry that poison exists. I'm not, you know what I mean? It exists. I'm aware of it. I don't drink from that cup, right? If you've been scapegoated by your family of origin, which I have, blamed for all their terrible behaviour, basically, I think, because once you are the one that sees through them and ask questions and basically don't carry on the abuse cycle, you're the one that's scapegoated, right? You're the one that isn't willing to adopt their unhealthy, toxic patterns, right? So you'll get scapegoated and blamed for everything that they are, no doubt about it. Having to, you know, having the confidence in ourselves, having the ability to rebuild our lives, having the zest for life, right, to believe in people and the universe again, is just a journey. It's a journey of letting go of what's happened to us, accepting it for what it is, knowing that our eyes are completely open to the truth. And I think the biggest thing about this cycle is, 1, reclaiming ourselves, and 2, really knowing the truth. So if you are like watching videos on narcissism and stuff like that, then keep hold of the truth. Like, it's good confirmation. I do some videos to say, like, there is a time when we're giving all our energy to them and what happened, and we need to be focusing on rebuilding ourselves once we know. But there's also very important reminders of what happened to us and what things really were, because if you have narcissists in your life, if you're still attached to a very toxic family of origin, they will constantly try and gaslight you, confuse you, and make you think that it's your fault and that nothing really happened to you, right, when it was terrible. So don't let the truth be dimmed, right? If you are dealing with a narcissist, right, the thing with them is that, like, they want our negative emotions. They want to trauma bond us. They want to cause negative emotions. If I am ever having to deal with them, I won't deny my truth, but I won't try and get them to accept my truth. That looks like, that's not how I see it, but you're allowed to think what you like. I know what happened to me. And by doing that, we don't diminish ourselves anymore. Remember the 2 subconscious patterns that I told you that the narcissist implants in our brain, which is like, you don't matter and you don't exist, right? Basically, because you don't matter, so therefore you get to be morphed into what they need you to be, and you don't exist as an authentic self. You have to be what they want you to be. And if you don't do that, you're going to get scapegoated, betrayed. I mean, you're going to get that anyway with a narcissist, but you're going to get a higher level of abuse and discard the minute you claim yourself. So keep claiming yourselves, keep being willing to choose life. I have got a manifesting channel that I've just launched. It's at Manifest with Ellie, to help us create, like, our best lives going forward. This does not have to be a life sentence, guys. And if you want to join the Sovereign program, I highly recommend it. Links are in the comments. Lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon.